I think we have to acknowledge that in the run-up to the referendum last year, we were quite a split industry, half wanting out, half wanting in. And for the NFU, that was difficult to represent a split membership. But the point is now, it's done. There's no point going back to all those old arguments. We really need to move on. And it's really important, as an industry, we see this as opportunity rather than threat. We're not naive about the enormity of the challenge, but we're not overwhelmed about it either. So I think we must think that there's a chance that we can build a better, stronger British agriculture over the next 2 years if we can persuade our government to make the right decisions on trade, the right decisions on access to labour, the right decisions on regulation, and the right decisions on what policy should look like. I think if we can make our voice heard in what will be a really busy 2 years, then I think we can come out the other side of this as a stronger industry. But that's a challenge, and that, as far as the NFU is concerned, is what we're up for. Well, let's put it the other way around. If we don't have access to the labour pools we need, particularly migrant seasonal labour, if we get heaps of regulation and no support, if we get bad trade deals, having to do trade deals with countries that have lower standards than we do and therefore lower costs of production, and if we get badly designed support which doesn't give us any sort of ability to cater for volatile prices, then that will be a hostile environment for any agriculture to survive. And the key point I think to make to government there is that if, as a result of leaving the European Union, we end up just sucking in more imports from other parts of the world who have lower standards, then that is a fail, and that will export our agriculture to other parts of the world. But the key point is that may take the manufacturing base with it, because if you're a processing agricultural products, you will probably want to go to those parts of the world where you're sure there's local supply, and that will really impact hard on our economy, because food and drink is the largest sector of the UK economy. Well, that's my challenge. As Vice President of the NFU, I've got to make sure they listen. Now, we've got to get their ear. We've got to be clever with our arguments. We've got to phrase them right. It's about what we as farmers can contribute to the economy, why food security is important as we enter a world where we have climate change and international terrorism, and exponentially increasing world population, volatile politics. I think there's a good case to be made to politicians that they should be mindful that in the way they conduct their negotiations and their policy making in the next 2 years, that if they damage the ability of this nation to feed itself, then that might be seen as reckless. I think it's a combination of two. I think farmers, see it as opportunity, and farmers relish opportunity, and I think many do, but they're wary as well, because they think, if we get bad decisions over the next couple of years, life won't be very good. And I think one key thing we're asking for at the moment is that we have transition here, that we don't have sort of big bang, sudden change, complete change of policy, end of support payments overnight in 2019. So I think what farmers need is a little bit of time to adjust. So I think a key message now is that we want transition rather than rapid change. I think that's a sensible policy, and I think that's the key demand at the moment.